to the Blessed Children of God family. We are glad to have you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to join in on some conversations with thought-provoking topics, feel free to join us on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We look forward to seeing you there. Continue to be blessed. For your likes, for your shares, for your positive and encouraging comments, for subscribing to this channel, and for your monetary donations to this channel. I just want to simply say thank you. I truly appreciate your support. May God continue to bless and keep you all. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, thanks, Shanice. So, again, I hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you, Janice, Larry. Thank you all for the ones. Joe, Thrive and Glow with Joe. So it looks like so far we have in the chat, I love you more, Shanice. Thank you for being here. So we have Shanice, Janice, Larry King, Joe, Hudat, Shay, and Charlie's Angel so far speaking in the chat. So thank you all for joining. And for those who are in the bushes, thank you for your support as well. I do appreciate you as well. So today we will be talking about fruit. So the question is, do you have a problem with certain fruit? Do you have a problem with certain fruit? Well, I'll go ahead and start talking about the problem that I have. So y'all tired today? Well, prayerfully you'll get some energy as we go along. Janice says she has problems with papaya. Okay. Well, I know as a teenager, I couldn't eat a lot of citrus fruit because I would break out, especially on my face. And to this day, I don't eat too many citrus fruits. But I'm curious to know if anybody else besides Janice has a problem with certain fruit. So while y'all are thinking about it, I'll go on and talk about me. I like most fruit, but when it comes to okay, so who that says citrus fruit triggers her condition with vertigo. And vertigo, I've had vertigo before, and so if you've never had it, just thank God that you haven't. That's all I can say. Okay, Janice. She says, I love it going down, but my body doesn't like it. Shay says that cantaloupe is her favorite. Yeah, vertigo is truly no joke for real. But yeah, I like most fruit. I'm not that big of a fan of bananas. I'll eat bananas. Now, give me some banana pudding. I'll eat banana pudding, but I'm not that big of a fan of bananas. Hey, Time. How are you today? Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hey, Shadow. Shadow said, is that crambo? Star fruit is good. I've never tried it, Shadow. I hope you're having a great day, Shadow. I love watermelon and cantaloupe, especially watermelon. Yeah, I don't Time says I'm a fan of every fruit possible. My favorite right now is cotton candy. Oh my lord, yes, I love those cotton candy grapes. Haven't had them in years. Shadow said he doesn't like seeded grapes. Yeah, I prefer grapes without seeds, but it doesn't matter. Don't jump ahead on me, Shanice. Start your comment and come back. So yeah, as I was saying, I love most fruit, but bananas, I don't care too much for bananas. I'll eat them every now and then. I don't really like pears. I'll eat them every now and then. And y'all don't jump ahead of me, y'all. And I have to be in the mood to eat apples. Um Banana, I don't think I've ever had banana pancakes. Yeah, I'm not. I like blueberry pancakes. That's my favorite. I love blueberries. So Joe says she hasn't had much of an issue with any fruit. Good for you, Joe. It's okay, Shanice. It's okay. So let me go on. I know some people are, a couple of people are excited about talking about what we want to eventually get to. Time says that Lady Pink apples are his favorite. Hey Jamal, how are you today? Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining. So a lot of fruit are seasonal, which means they're in their ripe um, they having that in their peak ripeness during certain seasons. Like for instance, wait a minute, make sure I ain't miss any comments. Janice says, I usually that likes to try too many new things either. So all of these exotic fruit and stuff, not for me. Shanice says she's a texture person, so mushy fruit and foods don't mesh well with my taste buds. So that I guess that's why she doesn't like bananas. Tom said I just had a golden honeydew where the honeydew looks like the sun, but the inside is it has brown seeds and it's white to ivory inside. Very sweet. Oh, I don't like raspberries at all. That's another fruit that I do not like. I like cherries, but you can have raspberries. Oh, I do love kiwi. Hey, I said what I said. Happy Thursday. I hope you're feeling better. So we're talking about fruit. I said what I said. So yeah, for instance, in the spring, strawberries, apricots, cherries, pineapples, and kiwi are at their best. And some summer fruit are watermelon, peaches, plums, nectarines, blueberries, and mangoes. Some fall fruit are apples, pears, grapes, and pomegranates. Most citrus fruit are best in the wintertime, like grapefruit. And then you have some year-round fruit, like bananas are year-round, avocados, some citrus fruit, some of those. And then hey, Senna, say she's in the bushes. Yeah, I don't like raspberries. And I'm not that big of a fan of honeydew either. Okay, stay blessed, Senna, and be safe. So, Tom says blackberries are delicious. All the berries are very, very important for you to eat too. Okay, Tom. So yeah, there are there's quite a few fruit that are seasonal. But let me see what this says before I go on. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna come back to a comment that I started. But when it comes to seasonal fruit, some fruit don't depend on the season, the year round. So today's scripture verse comes from Galatians 5:22-23. But the fruit, and this is the King James Version, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So while tangible fruit can often be seasonal, fruit of the Spirit should not be. Notice how happiness is not a fruit of the Spirit, while joy is. While happiness is dependent on what's happening, joy is not. While others can make us happy, they can't really give us joy. So, have you ever seen someone who you know is going through a lot and yet they are always smiling? That person is obviously filled with joy. So, let me see what Shanice had to say. She's trying to jump the gun on the topic. She said, as far as the fruit of the Spirit goes, I struggle with patience, gentleness, and temperance. Okay. So, okay, I like fig Newtons. I never tried the fig by themselves, Janice. Okay, Shanice said she had to free herself. No time. I've never had an Asian pear. Hey, Real. How are you? Thank you for joining. Happy Thursday. Yeah, I've never tried fig except for fig Newton. That's all I know about figs. I think I saw where you said you had a fig tree. Yeah. Denise says she has a fig tree in her backyard. So let's go on down the line with these fruit. So the first, notice that the first fruit of the Spirit is love. And I think that's important because a lot of the other fruit of the Spirit really start with love. Okay, real great. So, love, God is love. So, everything I believe starts with love. As I said, joy is something a lot of people confuse joy and happiness. Okay, who that? A lot of people confuse joy and happiness, but they are not the same. You can be going through all types of things in life and still have joy, but you're not necessarily happy about the situation. So Time said, yes, that used to be my big mama. We don't have those no more. You would never know if she was having a bad day because she was always in her good energy. Yeah, I don't care for prune juice either. Right, Shay. They're definitely not the same. But the fruit of the Spirit, they're all inward. And these things are inward, but they often show up on the outside, such as someone who's always smiling. A lot of times when it comes to peace, we will use peace as conditional, just like some of the other fruit of the Spirit. The peace will say, if and I say we, meaning people in general, will say, if certain people stop doing certain things, I can have my peace. But you can, just like joy, you can have peace even when things are going on around you, when people are bad mouthing you and they are scandalizing your name. You can still have peace. These are things that you get from God. So Real says people associate joy, happiness, and blessings solely with money. Meanwhile, thoughts and non-peace with themselves inwardly claw at them. That's true, Real. You can have $0 and 0 cents and still have love, peace, and joy, because they're not determined by the physical. Now, I know Shanice said that, I'm going to bring it back up. Shanice said that she struggles with patience, and I'm just going to go with that one for now. And I have some good news for you, Shanice. The good news is that you're not alone. A lot of people struggle with patience, but I would say keep living. As you grow in your relationship with the Lord, and as you continue to strive to be a better person, I believe that patience is one of those things that comes along. And sometimes, well, many times, we go through things and we see them as something that's there to harm us. Like, again, when people do certain things, they can wear our patience thin. But what we don't realize is those things and those people, those situations are actually building our patience. So, yeah, so those things are actually building our patience. So the more you go through things, the more you're going to gain patience. I'm going to start your comment time. I'm going to come back to that. Since I'm talking about the fruit of the Spirit right now. So, yeah, patience. I'm not sure if patience is something that we master or something that we will something that we will perfect, because sometimes, and this is, I'm just talking from personal experience, there was a time when I thought that I had mastered patience. But little did I know something was going to happen to try my patience even more. And I haven't always passed the test. The thing about it is, when you don't pass a test in life, when it comes to the things of God, God will continue to allow you to be tested until you do pass the test. Like I said, I'm not sure if I will ever perfect patience, because it's something that I definitely work on almost daily. Um, so like I said, Shanice, I will say keep living, because even though I know I'm better at it, I'm not going to tell you that that's something that I'm perfect at, because I'm not. Because yes, sometimes, especially with some of the things that are going on in our society today, that can really work your patience. So if that's something that you are dealing with, I say continue to seek God and trust Him to give you more patience. Shay said, Shay said, she's struggling with patience and it's not getting any better. Oh wow, Shay. So I'm gonna really pray for you more, Shay. I pray that you will eventually get better. I'm not going to say perfect it, because I'm not sure if it's something that you can perfect. Um, as far as gentleness is concerned, um, I don't see that as something, unless you're just a mean, nasty person. I think gentleness is something that's not necessarily hard for most people, and neither is goodness. I don't think it's I don't think it takes much to be a good person. That's my personal point of view. Others may feel differently, and that's your prerogative, but I'm just telling you my point of view. Um, when it comes to faith, faith is another thing that a lot of people have to work on. A lot of times things happen in our lives to test our faith. Okay, Shay. Okay, Shay, I got it. I got it. Did I miss something that Time said? Oh, Time said, Real, you know what I love about your comment, because when I was 14, liking a girl, didn't have any money, I made it happen by saving up the little that I had, took her to the movies and roller skating. Did you marry her, Time? Oh, it's just a little crush. I said what I said. It says when you go through a few storms in life, you will obtain some patience because some things you can't control and you just have to endure the storm. This is true. Janice says, old time, how the times have changed from way back to now. Take me to the corner store with 50 cents and buy penny candies. Talk about life. What you know about penny candy, Janice? You're not that old. Shanice said, I said gentleness for me because when I get upset, I go off and I ain't gentle at all. I'm very long suffering, but once I reach my limit, I explode. Keep praying, keep living and keep praying. Who that says the only thing that I struggle with is small talk. I'll walk away or just shut down when I'm in a group of people talking about nothing. Yeah, talking about nothing. I feel you. I feel you. Talking about nothing can be very unproductive a lot. Time said it was the best time of my life because I really liked her. And when women really like and love something, we will go above and beyond to get what we need to get the woman we love. You didn't answer my question. At least I didn't see the answer time. Did you marry her? Real says when you're fully filled with God or the Spirit fully, none of this really matters. I'm realizing it's a hard thing to do 24/7, but all we can do is try. Time says men love very hard too. Real is reminiscing. Hey, Wanda. Happy Thursday. How are you today? Everybody speaking. Now, Real wanted to take us way back. He said he remembers when milk was $1.99. I'm the late 90s growing up. I'm doing well, Wanda. I'm still dealing with sinus issues, but it'll go away eventually. Thank God for Zyrtec. Okay, Brill. All right. So I wanted meekness. That's something that some people need to work on as well. But I want to get to temperance or self control. I've talked about self control quite a bit, but it seems like I'm just planting seeds for some people because I see that a lot of people still deal with self-control. And the key word of self-control is self. As in all of these fruit of the spirit, a lot of times we are looking for other people, different situations to make us better. But when we look at it and realize that when we really start to realize these things, they are all inward and they are all dependent, determined by ourselves. So if you have a problem with self-control, I think that's something that you should really look inward about yourself and really pray to God and ask Him to help you work on that. Because you can't, a lot of times when we don't have self control, it puts us in danger. Um, you can either be the cause of somebody actually, when you lack self-control, you can be the cause of you leaving this earth early. You can be the cause of you even ending up in prison, or you can be the cause of someone else ending up in prison, or um, not being here. Like I've seen too many times where people on social media apps, okay, Charlie's Angel, thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your evening. So a lot of people on these social media apps, and it's not limited to YouTube. It's just that I know I'm on YouTube more than other social media sites, and I've seen too many times where people lack self-control and did some crazy things. So I would say, if you know that that's something that you need to work on, I would suggest that if you can't get, if you still struggle after praying, um, after seeing things happening around you, I suggest that you get counseling for that, because it may not end up well for you. Real says it's easier said than done, but it can be done. Remember, sometimes when spirits hop on people and contend against you, you're dealing with beings who've been around thousands of years. They know where to poke. Yeah, thank you all. I didn't check to see how many likes we have, but I appreciate you all hitting the like button. Sometimes sometimes ignoring is the best policy to avoid it all. And I think that's what we need to, we as people need to work on more. A lot of times we think that, and to me, it's kind of childlike when we think that when somebody does something, that we have to respond. We don't always have to respond when somebody else does something, because what we have to remember is that we're only responsible for us, for ourselves. And I've said it before, it's not my quote, but I like it, so I repeat it. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you respond. Stop it, who that? You are not old as dirt. You are just well seasoned. And the alternative to getting old is dying young. Bill said, who that? Old as dirt? Dirt is millions or billions of years old. How do you manage to stay in this realm so long? That's right. Fine as wine, Janice. Let her know. Time said the biggest crush in my life, if y'all could have seen that girl hula hoop and double dutch. She had the most prettiest eyes. I don't recall you answer my question. Time. Yes, he is reminiscing. You gotta laugh, who that? You have to laugh. I think if we learn to laugh more, we can relieve a lot of stress in our lives. Some of y'all are my peers on here trying to pretend that you're not. Talking about penny candy and going to the store with $1 and buying so much. Okay, Janice. Oh, okay. Time. It would be crazy if you if you ran into her and both of y'all single. There's my peer. Hey, SDK. How are you today? Happy Thursday. Hey, time. You never know. You never know what could happen in lifetime. Okay, Wanda. Okay, Miss Candy Lady. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. But yeah, time, you never know. I've seen stories of people being separated, excuse me, being separated for years and meeting up and living happily ever after. Lord, time. Time. How old are you, brother? You got a lot of these old memories. He said he remember when Food Stamps had a book. It was an honor EBT card, and you needed the book in order to spend the money. Of course, you are working, SBK. Don't work too hard. Okay, so I see you got a couple of people in here used to sell candy. Did I tell y'all my story about the candy man? We had a candy man in our neighborhood, and at the time, this was around the time when the I'm not even sure if they still sell the whatchamacallit candy bar. So the whatchamacallit candy bar was new. And so I went to he and the guy who was selling candy, he used to do it out of his window. So you go to his window, you tell him what you want, he get it for you, you pay for it, and that's it. So um I went to his window, and I used to do silly things. I just like to laugh. I still do. But I like to laugh. So what I did was I went there, and I told him I wanted a whatchamacallit. So he didn't have any of those candy bars like readily available. So he went, and I think he had like piles of candy, and he went through his little pile, and he found the whatchamacallit candy bar, and he opened the packet, and the whole time I'm looking at him because I'm looking through the window, and he comes back with the candy bar, whatchamacallit candy bar. And I looked at him, and I said, that's not what I want. I wanted a Snickers. So he got mad at me. He didn't even I don't even think he sold me the Snickers. He just got mad. He told me to leave. He was hot with me. But I was a jokester, y'all. I was talking about food stamps. Um Wanda says, I remember that. I remember stealing the brown dollars out of the book from my mother. Wanda was she was gangster when she was younger. Janice says Miss Bernice at the corner right from her living room window. Man, she had it all. I forgot what this guy's name was. It's been a long time, y'all. But I used to I would mess with anybody. And I was by myself, so it was somebody else around to laugh with me. I just like to laugh. So Wanda said my dad's nickname used to be Candy before he passed away, but it was something else. Wanda was stealing food stamps. His name was Candyman. Okay. Oh, they do still sell it. I can't eat it, but that's good that they still sell it. Time said the struggles we had back then made us very successful in so many ways. To me, it made me a giving person, a loving person, always willing to share. We made nothing out of something back then. Janice says, right time. I wouldn't trade any of my childhood memories. Memories are a blessing, can be a blessing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Give me my government cheese and not bologna because bologna was my first name. Oh, yeah, yeah, real. Oh, you funny, real. The wet food stamp. Time says Wanda was smart because the dollar food stamp was the only one you can use without needing a book. I'm sure that's why she did it. She knew that. Janice says no worries about germs drinking from the water hose. Yep, sharing drinks and missing meals just to hang out before the street lights came on. No cell phones. Right. Real said y'all are hilarious. That cheese was hard to cut, but it was good. It was good for some grilled cheese. Okay, Shanice. I think I might have some of my white chocolate. I used to love some Snickers. When we were growing up, the Snicker bar was delicious. I don't know what happened to the Snicker bar now. This has a totally different taste. Oh, I haven't had it in years because I don't eat milk chocolate or dark chocolate. Oh, I didn't know you could take it to the deli and have them cut it, Shay. Wanda says, I agree. I had the best childhood. I grew up in the projects, but always had friends, always had a roof over my head and food on the table. I have the best childhood. Time says I used to love Now and Laters too. I was into Now and Laters. We had Mike and Ike's, Boston Baked Beans, Bubblicious Watermelon. We had it all. Y'all are really reminiscing. Double Dutch, hide and go seek. Go get it. Yes, it was, Joe. Had some good grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, times are definitely different. For real, Shanice. Time said the candy bars aren't the same. I wouldn't know. I take your word for it. Okay, Shay, be safe. Drive safely. Everybody talking about that cheese. Real trying to bring it back. He don't want us to know how old he is. So he says fruit roll ups, gushers, big chew, bubble gum, and chiclets. Joe says, you know what? I realized I don't eat meat today by choice, but back then we didn't even worry about it. As long as we had in my family beans and rice, we were good. And cheese, perfection. Hmm. Oh yeah, I still love pickles. Okay, real. You're welcome, Shay. Wanda. Wanda. I need to talk to you, Wanda, because I remember being in a chat where it was discussed. You must be talking into your phone because you put JOE. But anyway, I remember, I don't know if it was in your chat. I think it was Joe's chat. And y'all were talking about not eating meat. Times as when you grew up where I grew up and you couldn't get to the beach. All we had was the fire hydrant and the ice cream man and the slush man and a Puerto Rican lady with the ices for 25 cents. Okay, Wanda. Yeah, I remember that, Joe. She said she got to blame it. Wanda, she said, I got you. Blame it on my age, menopause brain. So, anyway, y'all, um, if you have a problem, I know we started out talking about tangible fruit, but if you know you have a problem with any of the fruit of the spirit, um, just work on it. That's what I say. Pray on it. Continue to ask God to make you better and keep living. I think some things come with life experiences. Some things teach you patience and other things. Um, like have how to have joy in spite of. Hey, Jamila. Okay, Jamila. Happy Thursday. How are you today? You know, I want to tell you to give the baby a hug and a kiss for me. So make sure you do that. So I'm going to I'm going to drop the link just in case somebody want to come up. And can we stay on the topic of fruit, please? If you come up. Okay, Jamila. Abril, how are you? You're here. That's what matters. I hope you're having a great day. Hope all is well. So I just dropped the link for anyone who may want to come up and talk about fruit, mainly fruit of the spirit. Maybe you can give advice of what you've done that helps you with your fruit or with your walk in life. Yes, congratulations again, Abril, the 25K subscribers. Go ahead with your bad self. I'm proud of you. Oh, well, happy birthday to your baby, 16. Wow, happy birthday. Is that daughter or son? Joe, connect your device. Your device. Okay, let me see. Okay. Hello, Joe. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
I don't normally get on StreamYard on my phone, but I am driving.
Okay. Be
And
safe out there.
that's why I was talking into text and it was like kind of long. But I wanted to
Uh,
come on when you were talking about fruits of the spirit and just now when you said pray on it. And I just wanted to elaborate on that one because I've always been um, I've always been, well, not always, of course, right? As you get
Mhm.
older, because I'm older, I'm old, but
You my
as you
peer.
get older, as you get older, you learn, right? You learn things, and it's like I've always been now of the thought process is like, oh, don't pray unless you're ready for it, right? But like
Uh-huh.
they always say, if you pray for peace, God's gonna put you through something to learn
Yeah.
peace, you
Uh-huh.
know. So I just wanted to come on and heed, you know, give that advice, like be ready to
Uh-huh.
learn what you are praying for, because there's no way he can give you peace unless you learn it. I mean,
Right. Right.
so I just wanted to mention that part. I was like, oh, I want to go, because some people will start praying for something they're not ready to receive. So, because I've been
Yeah,
there,
that's true.
that's why I'm saying it. Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
I've been there. So, how are
Uh-huh.
you doing? Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You like going in and out probably because of where you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's some good advice, Joe, because a lot of times we think we're ready for something and we will be tested.
Right.
Yeah, that's why
Right.
I never
So
never
that's
say
what I
never.
wanted to share. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, as long as you're ready for it, yes, pray for it,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
But be ready. But be ready.
Yeah. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you.
Thank you so much for your live. You always speak on something that makes people think and makes people dig deep, So I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well. I really
You're
do.
welcome.
Stay blessed and be careful out there.
I will. Thank you. Have a good day,
You're
everyone.
welcome. All right, you too.
Okay.
Bye bye. Anybody else want to come up and say something? That was excellent advice, y'all. Just be prepared. If you're praying for something, just be prepared. You may have to go through some things. You're welcome, April. I can't wait for 100K. It's going to be a celebrate. Anybody else have a comment about when it comes to fruit, mainly fruit of the spirit? Will there be another? Um, I was I've been working on a video, y'all, for the giveaway for next week. Unfortunately, I was trying to download it earlier. It was taking too long. So I don't have it ready, but I definitely should have it ready on Monday. But mark your calendars because next Thursday we will have our next giveaway. And it's going to be a little different. So prepare yourself. And so if no one else wants to come up to say anything, we are going to get out of here. Right, Shay. We definitely have to be specific with our prayers. And that goes to you single folks too. Um, don't just pray for a man, and don't just pray for physical attributes, because you can get a tall, dark, and handsome man who's really not about anything. So you definitely have to be specific when you're praying. Abril said, don't ask for patience. Learn that the hard way. You too, Joe. You talking about the I don't know. Um I don't know if I would be the best person to do a video about that, because I've been married so long. I don't even I listen to some of y'all, and I feel bad for some of y'all, the things you have to go through. But I would probably be lost if I was single now. Thank you, Shay. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate you, um, especially with you. Shay has been around before I was even thinking about doing a live. Shay was commenting on my posts. So I truly appreciate you, Shay. You hold a special place in my heart. Jamila, you see Abril's comment? What are the eyes for? What are the eyes for? I said what I said. I do have advice for I said what I said. Stay away from those preachers, okay? That's my advice for I said what I said. um really said the man will be mad. Why would they be mad? Thank you again, Shay. Yeah, Job did go through a lot. He said male and female alike. Abril says, I would say the grass ain't always greener on the other side. After about 15 years, your other side start getting on your last nerve. Be careful. It's just temporary. men and women, we're different. So, we're not always going to agree with one another. Um, but I would tell you that if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely marry my husband all over again. I just wanted to I just wanted to remind you. I said what I said. So I already know how to stay away from the pulpit. Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. Hmm. Thanks, Joe. So nobody else wants to join. We're gonna get ready to get out of here. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any comments. Oh, I think we were on another subject, but Time was saying that he eats golden raisins. Um, I don't know. That's a suggestion if y'all want to try it. I don't. I'm not even going to promise that I would be trying golden raisins. Love you too, Abril. Shanice says, Lord, the preacher, prophet, and deacon, never again stand away from them, honey child. Okay. Yeah, so thanks again to everybody who joined the live. Thanks to everybody who will be watching the replay. Um, Thanks again to everybody who were in the bushes but didn't say anything. Let me play this real quick. I'll be right back, y'all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again to everybody who was in the chat. Thanks again, Joe, for joining the panel with your great advice. So it looks like hold up, let's see what Joe said. She said one time my bestie told me I needed to marry a pastor, and my reply was, "Why are you trying to send me straight to the bottom level?" Not the bottom level. Wow, Joe. It's some good I'm not gonna let y'all dog pastors and preachers like that because there's some good single ones out here. You just have to feed through the weeds. She said rude, right? Yeah, don't all men of the cloth aren't bad. There's some good ones. There may be few and far in between. I don't know, but I'm sure there's some good ones. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you meant, Joe. You too, Jamila. Love you, Jamila. That's right, real. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. So thanks again to everybody who joined the chat. Larry King, Joe, and again, thank you, Joe, for coming on the panel. Who that? Time, Shadow, Jamal, Wanda, SBK, Jamila, Shanice, Janice, Shay, Charlie's Angel. I said what I said. Real odds and evens, and Abril and Senna. Thank you all for joining the chat. Thanks again to everybody who may have been in the bushes. Thank you for liking the live. And again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. And check out some of these other great content creators that were in this chat, with Joe, Thrive and Glow with Joe being one of them. I believe that Joe is going live later. Let me check to make sure when Joe is going live before we end this. Let's see. Joe's live will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. So I'll share her. I'll share it on my channel, on my wall, y'all. But anyway, again, thank you all. Don't forget next Thursday, will be our next giveaway. It's going to be fun. Get to know the channel if you want to participate. And I should have that video ready. What are you sorry about, Abril? Did I miss something? No apologies necessary, Abril. Thank you, Real. I appreciate you. So, yeah, stay tuned for next Thursday, y'all. Get ready. Make sure you're watching the playlist and all of that. Again, you're welcome, Joe. Again, you know, oh, no problem, April. Um, you don't have to apologize for that. Um, remember that God loves you even more than I do, and I really do love you all. Continue to be blessed, and more importantly, continue to be a blessing to someone else. And to everyone who may be watching the replay, please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section so that I'll know, first of all, I know that you were here. And then also, it helps with the algorithm. So anybody who's in the chat now who wants to go back and leave a comment, you can do that as well. It helps with the algorithm and gets the content out to more people. So after this, y'all, we will be out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see some of you all in Joe's live later. What did Wanda say? Oh, okay. She's talking to a braille. Okay, y'all. We're out of here. Cue the music. That's the wrong one.